I was on my own, and my cousin came up with this story about how she had a date and then she wanted someone to tag along with her. And being someone who was very naive, I really didn't want to go. But I almost got kidnapped. I was kidnapped. But I'll tell the story. Good evening, guys. My name is Mimi, and welcome to A Dash of Colors. Today, I will be talking about what I call I Got Kidnapped. A tale of Nigerian women living in Nigeria. In 2014, I got to the University of Nigeria in Sokar on that particular day because I had an exam the next day. And the plan was to get into school that day and then rest for my paper the next day. So after my exam the following day, my cousin came to the hostel where we squatted with my sister. She came with the idea of how we should actually go out. At first, my sister wasn't around. She went for fellowship. So, being someone that has always been naive, especially as regarding men, I said I wasn't interested, that I wasn't going to go. And then she said that she was scared to go alone, but she really needed to see the guy. So, and then she would appreciate if I tagged along. And then I looked at it, there was nobody in the hostel. I just finished the exam. I was literally bored. And the guy promised that we were just going to Crunches. So we were just going to Cheaties within the school premises to get ice cream and then some snack. So I agreed, and then we prepared for everything. I didn't dress up so deep because, well, I've not always been a dress up person. I just wore what I had, and then the car came to the hostel to pick her up. But funny, in the car they had 3 men: the guy driving, the guy in front, one guy behind, and then we were just 2. That was my cousin and I. So we were supposed to tag along with these 2 guys plus the driver, the 3rd guy. So I was already skeptical, seeing that the number of guys outweighed the both of us, but she insisted that it was safe, and then she knew the other guy. So we got into the car and they drove off. I really did not know anything about UNM at that point because as a fresher, I just came from my exams. I've never been outside the school premises. I did not even know UNM had some kind of end, some other end that we followed. So they drove us out of school premises. And while they were driving for like 30 minutes, we're still on the road. I became uneasy. I was touching my cousin. How far? Where are we going to? And then she's saying, calm down, it's safe and everything. I kept quiet. I kept pressing my phone as usual because I didn't know any of the guys. So we were in the car. The car kept moving for over 1 hour. We were driving. I'm like, where are we going to that we cannot get ice cream or snacks from any place around? And then she said, and then she started asking them. And then they said that they wanted to pick something from their friend. From somewhere, they wanted to pick a bag before we went. Now, you guys did not say we were going to pick any bag. You only said that you were going to Cheaties to get some snack to reward my cousin who just finished exam. So what's the point of taking us to pick up any other thing or any other luggage that we're not aware of? These guys said it was fine, that we should calm down, that nothing is happening. They know how uneasy women get in Nigeria when they are just with men. They sure said a lot of things. We continued driving. The driver kept going. The driver didn't even talk. It was just majorly the 2 guys trying to calm me down because I was the uneasy one. My cousin, I feel like that was her first time of going out at night, but this was around 7 p.m., 6 p.m., but I was very uneasy because it was actually the first time I was going out with people that I'm not familiar with. So they drove us. We kept driving. I became scared because the driver was now entering thick bushes, entering very narrow roads. I asked my cousin, what's up? What's going on? See where these guys are taking us to. And she started parrying them. Now, how far was going? She said that the guy, that we were almost there, that the bag was with someone inside one of the houses inside that narrow road. we kept going on. So when I saw the uncompleted building, that was when I opened the door of the car and jumped out. Immediately I jumped out, my cousin jumped out with me and we started running. A very funny experience now I think about it. But today when I was actually talking about it to someone, I remembered how scary and how afraid we were. We started running. These 3 men came down from their car, started pursuing us. They were telling us, stop running, we're not doing anything to you. Where are you guys going to? They were chasing after us. Me, I was already panicking because I saw the house. If anything was to happen to any of us in that house, nobody would know. Nobody would know. There was no network coverage. There was no how to contact anybody. We ran. We started running. It was more like the African Nigerian movies that we usually see, where something is about happening very late in the night. That was how I felt. We were running very late into the bushes. We had so many things that could have happened to us. These men would have raped us. They could have maimed us, probably sold our parts for ritual purposes, or would have gotten bitten by a very huge snake because it was late and we were not seeing where we were running to. We were just running into the bush like that, blindly. There was no light. Everywhere was freaking dark, and then we were running. We got to this T junction, and that was where me and my cousin separated because the guys were very close to us. She ran towards the left, and I ran towards the right. Like I didn't even think of my cousin. I was more worried about my life, really, because, well, yes, it's myself first at that moment. So I kept running. Then when the 3 guys got to the T junction, 2 of the guys followed my cousin, started chasing after my cousin who was at the left side of the road, and then the other guy, the remaining one, chased after me because I was running towards the right. So I kept running. Oh my guys, I kept running. I don't even know who gave me the super strength. Me that is very lazy like this. I ran because my life depended on it. I kept running till I got to a particular junction. I was so scared because everywhere was filled with thick bushes. So I wasn't actually seeing, or I really didn't know where to follow. So I saw a woman, a very old woman. That was when I knew this guy brought us to this very thick village. I saw this woman, and then she said, no, she didn't say anything. She was just walking past. I was breathing heavily, so I stopped and I was asking her. I spoke to her in Igbo, but the interpretation is, "Ma, please, someone is trying to harm me, and I don't know where to go to. I don't know here. I've never been here before." She said in Igbo that I should keep running straight, that I'm going to find a tiled road just at the end. Then I can flag down any car to assist me. I started running like my life depended on it. I did not even know there was a tiled road. I should know we were running. I ran so I got to the tiled road. Tiled road, the guy was behind me, like very close to me. I didn't find any car to help me. All the cars I was flagging down, they ignored me. Maybe because it was around about 9 to 10 p.m. So they were probably wondering why a young girl would be outside screaming for help at that particular time. But nobody actually helped me. I kept flagging down cars. Nobody stopped. I kept flagging until a particular old man carrying a motorcycle came by. This time around, the guy has caught up with me. The guy was dragging me. The old man, being curious, started questioning the guy. Why are you dragging her? Why are you dragging her? The guy said I'm his girlfriend, that he doesn't know what's wrong with me and where I'm running to, that we were supposed to meet here. I told the man that I've never met this guy in my entire life and I do not know him. And then he's trying to harm and kill me. That I left my cousin behind and I don't even know if they've caught up with her. The old man was talking to the young guy. I was telling him, the young lady you're claiming is your girlfriend just said she doesn't know you. So why are you harassing her? Why are you... All these things were actually happening in Igbo. The old man was asking him why he was harassing me, why he was dragging me that way. He now told the old man to get off the business, that it's not his. The old man now started dragging. The old man started his motorcycle and pretended like he was going. Then he shouted that I should run after him. I ran, guys. I ran after this man. I don't even know how I jumped on his motorcycle. And then that was how I escaped from that kidnapper. So this old man brought me in front of our gates, the school gates, at exactly 10 p.m. The part of the gate he brought me to was the other end of the school. So the hostel where I stayed was still very much inside, and I really needed a lift into the hostel. I didn't know how to get there. If I was going to trek, I'll probably get into my hostel. I'll probably get to my sister's hostel around 1 a.m. And I knew she was probably going to be worried sick. And they locked the hostel by 9 p.m. rather. So I got into the school premises. That was even when I remembered my cousin that I left her there. Hey! I just entered. I saw one student. He has a motorcycle. So he was just around the boys' hostel. So I spoke to him about what happened and then how I am in danger and how I need to get to Mary's Lesser hostel. So he said, okay, fine, that he was going to give me a ride. So he drove me all the way to my hostel. I got to my hostel, I saw my sister and the hostel porter standing outside, worried, sick, pacing around. They asked me what happened. I could not even talk because I was very overwhelmed. I was so traumatized to even explain what happened to me. That was when they started asking me, where is your cousin? Where is my cousin? We started dialing her number because I did not even know how to explain her ordeal. I just told them that I left her. People were trying to kill us, and I left her, and I don't know how she's going to escape. So we kept pacing around. I had gone inside, like I was so traumatized. My sister was worried sick. She called some church members who came around to the hostel that late. We were trying her number. Her number wasn't going through. So finally, she called around 2 a.m. and said she was outside the school gates. So one of the church members, I was mobile, now drove to the school gate to go and pick her up. When she came back, she explained what happened. How when I left her, the two men started pursuing her. She's not as slim as I am, so she couldn't really run so far, so they held her. They were trying to drag her. They actually dragged her to a point where it was now just them, and they were trying to rape her. When they were trying to rape her, some other young guy riding a motorcycle heard her voice and stopped and started questioning the two guys. They were molesting her. Why they were molesting her? That it was late. They should let her go. She was not interested in doing anything with them. So the two guys were speaking in Igbo, talking to the other guy that he should stay out of their business, that it is none of his business. But the guy wouldn't oblige. Instead, the guy engaged them in a fight. She said it was when the guy started fighting the two of them that she now ran off. In the process of running, she now saw another bike man that now brought her back to the school premises. So being a woman in Nigeria is, yes, even though they make it seem like we're always the one playing victim, but the truth is, I feel like we're the most endangered because the men are always trying to use us for something. It's either somebody's trying to use you for a ritual, or somebody's trying to turn you into a housewife, or somebody's trying to do something to you last. So it's a very crazy place to be as a woman in Nigeria. I know that people might actually say, yes, you've come with your feminist bullshit, but check it out. The lady who got murdered went for a job interview, and she was killed. She was murdered. Yes, that particular story had women aiding the guy as well. That family is just family of beast, of course. But really, most of the panics we've had is probably walking in the dark. But personally, once it's 7 p.m., I can't even go out of the house because I'm so scared of walking on the road and having to walk with men who may not even have bad intentions towards me. But I am freaking out because, well, anything can happen at any time. So it can be a very crazy situation for women in Nigeria. I do not know if this would ever change, but we're constantly living in fear of our own lives. And I don't know if there'll ever be a solution to this scare. But let me know what you think about my story. I know I was probably naive and I shouldn't have left the school premises since I knew nothing. I knew nowhere, but I did actually. But let me know what you think about my story. Have you been a victim of a kidnap? Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for listening, and I apologize if this was really long, and I hope you enjoy listening to my story. Have a lovely day. Good night.